Do you often find yourself holding back in conversations, feeling like your voice just isn't heard? Do people tell you, or do you consider yourself shy? Do you wish you could turn your shyness into confident presence that captivates others? What if I told you that the very qualities that you see as weaknesses can actually be your greatest strengths in communication? In this video, I will give you practical tips and techniques to enhance your communication skills, which will transform the way you connect with others and advance your career. Hi, I'm Letitia, and welcome back to my YouTube channel, where I give advice and tips on how to become a better communicator and help you improve your acting, communication, and public speaking skills. All of that so you become the best version of yourself, thanks to a clever mix of drama and soft skills. Because I value your time and because you already know why you're here, as always, this video will be cut into chapters with the timestamps in the description below. As always, don't hesitate to like, subscribe, and comment below. Your feedback is important to me, and it helps me tailor my content to your needs. So feel free to ask any question you would like me to answer in another video. Now, without further ado, let's go back to our topic of today. How can I transform my shyness into a superpower to achieve effective communication? Social and communication shyness and anxiety is a common experience that can leave us feeling isolated and unheard. It often manifests as reluctance to engage in conversations or share our thoughts, creating a barrier that prevents us from expressing ourselves truly. The problem really arises when this shyness becomes a crippling force, trapping us in a negative loop where we doubt our abilities and miss out on valuable opportunities. This ongoing struggle can lead to significant consequences in both our personal and professional lives, affecting relationships, career advancement, and overall self-esteem. However, it is essential to remember that we are in control of our lives, capable of initiating change at any moment. What if I told you how some of your weaknesses are actually strengths? Yeah. Strengths you can use to your advantage, strengths that can actually make you become a better communicator. We can reclaim our voices and enhance our communication skills at any chosen moment, and today is that day, my friend. In this video, we will discover how you can transform your perceived weaknesses into strengths. Like, for example, not speaking enough in conversations, having a soft or quiet voice, reluctance to initiate conversations or share personal insights, the tendency to overthink. By the end of this video, you will have the tools to use what people may call your weaknesses to your advantage in a way that will empower you to become a confident and effective communicator. And if you stick around to the end of the video, I'll also provide you with insightful tips on key areas to focus on to further enhance your communication skills. Let's look at our first perceived weakness, number 1, not speaking enough in conversations. Ever heard the phrase, listening is the glue that holds conversations together? Indeed, any communication coach will tell you that active listening is one of the main keys to effective communication. Yes, my friend, being a good listener is known to enhance empathy and build stronger connections. In a 2012 study written by Judy Brownell, she proposes that only through effective listening can individuals share meanings and align their behavior to accomplish goals. Brownell believes that unless speakers first listen to understand their conversation partner's perspective, they cannot hope to design effective messages in return. Indeed, in today's fast-paced world, people rarely take the time to listen anymore and wish to be able to say their part, to give their opinion. When you listen, you distinguish yourself from the crowd because you pause a while. You create that space in time where things are allowed to grow in peace. You allow the person you're talking to express themselves fully without haste. Listening is key to having more meaningful conversations, better relationships, and a better understanding of the world around us. How can you use that to your advantage and strengthen that wonderful personal trait of yours? Practice summarizing what others say before responding. Use phrases like, "So what I hear you saying is," to show understanding and contribute meaningfully to the conversation. After listening, it is important to speak up, and if you so wish, keep the conversation flowing. A good tool to use here to keep the conversation going is to repeat what the other person has been saying last, alternating that with open-ended questions, giving them the opportunity to continue. For example, "I was in Canada last week." "Canada? Yeah, I went with my brother." "Your brother?" "Yeah, we'd been meaning to plan this trip forever." "Really? How so?" "We love bears." "Did you know?" Etc., etc. And on you go. You're on the way to become a great conversationalist, my friend. Let's move on to our perceived weakness number 2, having a soft or quiet voice. While it is important to speak up for yourself, it has been shown in recent studies that tone and delivery can convey thoughtfulness and calmness. Indeed, a soft voice is like a gentle breeze, refreshing and soothing. Isn't that nice? Research indicates that people are more likely to absorb and retain information when it is presented in a calm and steady manner, as opposed to being delivered in a hurried or anxious tone. A calm delivery also allows the speaker to articulate their thoughts clearly, minimizing the risk of misunderstandings or mispronunciation. Moreover, this approach can establish a sense of trust and rapport, making the audience more inclined to connect with the speaker's message on a personal level. Ultimately, a calm delivery not only enhances the effectiveness of communication, but also fosters a more positive interaction between the speaker and the listener. If a calm delivery can make listeners feel at ease and more receptive, careful not to speak too low in volume. Speaking too softly can lead the listener to get frustrated because they can't hear you, and you, in turn, frustrated because they might ask you to repeat yourself constantly. How can you work on that? Practice breathing exercises to support your voice fully with your diaphragm. The more connected your diaphragm is, the stronger your voice will be. Start with gentle exercises to find your natural projection without strain. Another thing you can work on is your diction, articulation, and velocity. For that, I've put a free document in the description below. It's a set of warm-up exercises to get your body and voice nice and ready for any occasion, and to strengthen your voice in general. In it, you will find a short list and explanations to a physical and vocal warm-up to get those facial muscles nice and crisp to support any conversation. If you prefer to watch and follow the video version of it, watch and save this video. Again, this document is free. You can just download it from the link in the description below, and you will have this short warm-up on a practice sheet for free. Next, perceived weakness. The reluctance to initiate conversations or talk about yourself. If you ever feel hesitant to start a conversation or talk about yourself, you're not alone. This is a hesitance to start discussions or share personal insights. Basically, not liking to talk about yourself. I get it. I'm the same. And that's okay. I got you. Think of it this way. Every question you ask is like a key that unlocks a door to deeper, more meaningful dialogue. The more questions you ask the other person, the better you get to know them, and the more listened and careful they feel. And also, the less you speak. Two birds, one stone. In fact, research backs this up. Open-ended questions are shown to create stronger connections and more engaging conversations. So here's a quick tip. Prepare a few go-to questions that invite others to share, like for example, what inspired you to choose this career? It's simple, it's sincere, and it lets others open up while you feel more comfortable in the conversation. To create a connection, it is important to share personal things from time to time. So feel free to say same to your conversation partner sometimes. Even if you don't expand on your experience, keep in mind they might ask you to develop, but not always. People like talking about themselves. It creates a connection and demonstrates empathy and deep understanding for your interlocutor. If you are still watching, that means that this content is valuable to you, and that is the most important thing for me. So I wanted to thank you. The relevance of my content is of the utmost importance to me. So if you have any questions you would like me to answer in the next video, please pause this video, write it up, and please comment it in the comments below, and I'll do my best to answer them in another video. To support this channel further, and if you want to stay up to date with my videos, hit the subscribe button below before you go, and you won't miss any of my videos and free content, and I will be so happy to count you in the Three Monkeys community. Now let's move on to our fourth perceived weakness, the tendency to overthink. This is the habit of over-analyzing conversations and responses, often overcrowding your mind with too much information. And more often than not, it takes the form of internal criticism. The positive side of this is that being a thoughtful and nuanced conversationalist allows for meaningful conversations and connections. That is if you allow the internal information flow to be a positive and constructive one. So try this. Channel your internal thoughts into constructive, in-the-moment questions, preparing insightful contributions to the conversation. Keep a journal to jot down interesting ideas or questions that come to mind, which can serve as conversation starters or continuers. Be careful not to let your overthinking separate you from your conversation partner. If you think too much of what you're going to say later, you might not actually be listening to them, and then maybe saying something that has little to do with what they actually said in the end. Focus your attention on the moment. Try staying in the present. Focus on them, the words they are using and the thought patterns they are using. Stay present and ask those thoughtful questions you have in mind, or the ones that you prepared beforehand. You are on the way to becoming a great conversationalist. If you're struggling with eye contact, my friends, unfortunately, I've only got one piece of advice here. Try, really try, force yourself to looking people you're talking to in the eyes. Indeed, eye contact promotes trust and connection. Even if it can sometimes be frightening, eye contact is the key to a stronger connection with the other person, and we need to give our gaze to the person that we're talking to. A little tip here, if you really find it impossible to make eye contact, look at people at nose level, between the eyes. It gives the impression that you're looking into the eyes of the person you're speaking to without actually putting yourself under the tension that this can cause. Here's a little bonus tip: how to initiate conversations. Initiating conversations is essential for networking and building relationships. Use the 3-3-3 rule. Ask 3 questions about the other person's interest. Share 3 facts about yourself, and find 3 commonalities between you and the person you're talking to. Try this communication technique and you will shine and create connection in all your future conversations. You're welcome. In this video, we have seen how transforming weaknesses into strengths and working on resolution areas can lead to mastery in communication. Now it's up to you to practice these techniques and share your experiences in the comments below. If this video has been useful to you, before you go, please don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button below. Let me know in the comments below which one of these techniques related to you the most and how it helped you improve your communication skills. I always like hearing from you. Please do. And remember to speak up. I'll see you in the next video. Follow your passion. Ciao, ciao.